A doctor recently had a patient drop in on him for an unscheduled appointment. "What can I do for you today?" the doctor asked. The aged gentleman replied, "Doctor, you must help me. Every time I make love with my wife, my eyes get all blurry, my legs go weak, and I can hardly catch my breath." "Doctor, I'm scared." The doctor, looking at his 86-year-old patient, said, "Mr. Smith, this sensation tends to happen over time, especially to a man of your advanced years. But tell me, how often do you notice these symptoms?" The old gent's response was, "Well, 3 times last night and 3 It was the talk of the town when an 80-year-old man married a 20-year-old girl. After a year, she went to a hospital to give birth. The nurse came out to congratulate the guy. "This is amazing. How do you do it at your age?" He answered, "You've got to keep that old motor running." The following year, she gave birth again. The same nurse said, "You really are amazing. How do you do it?" He again said, "You've got to keep the old motor running." The same thing happened the next year. The nurse said, "You must be quite a man." He responded, "You've got to keep that old motor running." The nurse then said, "Well, you had better change the oil. This won't." A boy was walking down the street when he noticed his grandpa sitting on the porch in the rocking chair with nothing on, from the waist down. "Grandpa, what are you doing?" he asked. The old man looked off in the distance and did not answer him. "Grandpa, what are you doing sitting out here with nothing on below the waist?" he asked again. The old man slowly looked at him and said, "Well, last week I sat out here with no shirt on and I got a stiff neck. This is your grandpa." One day, a pregnant wife announced to her husband that she was going to start looking for names for their unborn child. When the father got home from work, the mother held up a baby look and said that if the baby was a girl, the name was going to be Ophelia. The husband didn't like the name, but he said, "That's a good name. It reminds me of a girl I dated in college." The next day, the mother had changed the name to Sophie. A woman goes into a dentist's office, and after he's through examining her, he says, "I'm sorry to tell you this, but I'm going to have to drill a tooth." The woman then says, "Oh, the pain is so awful, I'd rather have a baby." To which the dentist replies, "Make up your mind, I have to..." A guy was playing golf and a golf ball hit him in the balls and he passed out. His friends took him to the doctor. The man asked him, "Well, what do you think, doc?" The doctor replied, "You're going to have to put him in support for about a week." He then took 4 ton depressors and tied them all together with a string. The man's face looked disappointed. He told the doctor, "But tonight my girlfriend and I are going to have sex for the first time." The doctor replied, "You're going to have the bear with it." Later that night, the man and his girlfriend were alone. She took off her shirt and grabbed her breasts. No one has ever seen this before. The man pulled out his and said, "Well, mine's still in the crate."